Recording. I hit record a few seconds too late. That was the best comment I probably could have gotten.
Well, maybe we should just cancel this thing before we even get started.
Right?
If that's the best comment before we even get started, then the next 20 minutes or so are, going to be everybody's wasted time. Just saying.
Right. It's a fair warning right now. Denny Schaffer, morning show host, WRQN, Toledo, Ohio. Thank you so much for joining me.
Nappy, I've been in radio 40 years. I've just celebrated my 40th year. And I've had a lot of producers, and I mean a lot of them. And over those 40 years, out of all the producers I've ever had, Nappy,
yeah,
you're one of them.
Yes. You churn through them. That's one thing.
Well, hey, no. What do you mean I churn through them? What exactly does that mean?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. You left me, dude. You went across the street.
That's right.
Yeah. So I didn't leave you. You left me, and I'm still a little bitter about that. Why am I even doing your stupid little podcast? Huh?
Right.
Who watches this? Your wife? Your parents?
My parents have clearly stopped watching. My viewership has dropped significantly.
What is your viewership? What was it last week? By the way, I got the payroll book from Charles. I ordered the free one only because it was free. And
he's a great guy.
And the only reason I ordered this book is because I love the smell of a new book. Oh, I love those pages.
You know what I love what they did, like their marketing guy, because his last name's Reed. And if you look at the binder,
the payroll book,
but they put his name at the top instead
of the bottom. Read the payroll book. That's funny.
So there was some guy in the marketing team that was like,
see, it says read, and then it says the payroll book. That's very creative.
He was like, he had the best laugh too.
He did. That's why I ordered the book, because I loved his laugh. I'm like, well, it's giving me a free book. I love the smell. Oh, yummy. And his laugh was so infectious. So I enjoyed that. And what you guys talked about was really boring, but he kept laughing. And so it kept my interest.
Right? No, absolutely.
How many viewers did you get on that?
Let's just call it too early to tell.
Okay, so you didn't even get a dozen. That's what that means. When we're still calculating the numbers means no, it's terrible. It's like the Olympics.
I only got 10 fingers. It takes a few times to count it up.
Yeah, okay. It's like the Olympics, man. The ratings are terrible. I'm hardly even talking about it on my show.
Oh yeah,
because they're so bad. The ratings are so bad. It's no one wants to name 2 Olympians. Go.
Current. The guy Shaun White.
Okay, and yes, the Flying Tomato. That's the only one I know.
And he's like 35 out there doing this.
I know, and he just finished his last run, and he's done. He came in 4th, and he's done, and he was real emotional. I played his clip on the show today, but he's a beast, man. He's the GOAT of the event. He's won 3 golds. It's like, come on, what has he got left to prove?
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else in the Winter Olympics. I mean,
that Chen guy, the skater. See, I don't even know the Chen guy, who's really good. That guy, but nobody knows. I mean,
what's your favorite Winter Olympic sport to watch, though?
I have a new one. It's the snowboard cross. Have you seen this?
No.
I watched the medal round last night or yesterday afternoon, and they're on a mountain, and they ski down. Or they snowboard down in a race against each other.
Like 4 at a time, right?
Yes, and they're doing curves and they're going over jumps, and it's real exciting. I that's got to be a fairly new one. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But that was pretty darn exciting watching that. I do like the short track skiing, though. Or skating. The short track skating, whatever they call that.
What was that guy a few years ago that was real popular doing that?
Ono.
Ono, yeah.
Apollo Ono. And then he was on Dancing with the Stars, and that pretty much screwed up everything. So, man, right in the middle, I'm doing this thing. I'm getting 18 texts.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I got a bunch of stuff going on. I'm kind of a busy guy, Nappy. So let's get to the questions. What are we talking about today?
I wanted to catch up with you a little bit, which is great.
Okay. Hey, by the way, does anybody ever mistaken you for the center for the University of Michigan basketball team?
Not that I know. No, not to my face.
You know who I'm talking about?
No, I don't watch Michigan basketball.
Really? You're a basketball freak, a junkie.
I was keeping an eye on their game last night against
Purdue. You're wearing Duke.
I wore the D for you today, though.
Did you? No, you wore it for Duke because you like Duke. I'm wearing my Michigan. I'm wearing my Michigan stuff. I was at the the Big Ten championship game when Michigan just spanked Iowa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Did the Buckeyes oversell their tickets to you?
No, that never happened, by the way.
Oh.
How they were saying that all the Buckeye fans were going to hold on to their tickets.
Yeah.
And they so there would be empty seats. I got news for you. There was no friggin' empty seats. Okay,
yeah.
None. The place was slammed and it was beautiful. By the way, speaking of Michigan, did you see what they did to Purdue last night?
Yeah, they like Purdue's number 4 in the country, and Michigan. I was keeping an eye on that score, and they were up by almost 20 at one point on them.
Dude, they ended up winning 82-58. I never saw that coming. I mean, it was at home. It was at Chrysler.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm surprised that nobody mistaken you for Dickinson, their center, who's a beast. He had 22 last night. And you guys remind me of each other. So watch
Really?
Michigan and tell me if that, minus the glasses, he doesn't wear glasses, but and you know, I remember when I used to watch you balling. You guys got the same game. Well, you have similarities. Here's the similarities between you and this dude who's going to be a massive star in the NBA. You both dribble. You both dribble a ball. That's it. After that, the comparison ends. Why am I not remembering his first name? I hate being old. I just freaking hate it.
Right? I hear there's 2 things that happen as you get older. First thing is the memory goes.
Yes.
And the second thing is I can't remember.
Well, then so yeah. So
you're welcome.
Somebody
that's
told
why
me
I was your producer.
Yeah, you were. What a team we were.
Right. I got mistaken for somebody else not terribly long ago. It was kind of a flattering compliment. Now it's one of those, once again, I don't remember who it was. Oh,
Hunter Dickinson. Thank you. Hunter Dickinson. Oh my God. I had to look it up. Thank God for the internet, right here in my hand. That's who you remind me of. I don't know why.
Dickinson, basketball player.
What? Yes, he's a center for Michigan. He's 7'1", and you're what? 6'4", 3?
6'3", yeah.
6'3". Okay. Well, there's another. Okay.
All right,
anyway, so you want to talk about what?
I want to see how close you are to this.
Who you look like? Or are we going to radio? Yes, there he is, Hunter Dickinson. That dude's a beast. Now, do you see any similarities? I kind of do.
I can, especially since I got the beard a little bit going.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
He's a beast. You need to watch him.
He's got a better set of head of hair, though, it looks like.
Well, you're getting older, Nappy. How old are you now?
I'm 42.
42, and you just got married, what, a year ago?
A year and a half ago, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was still waiting for that invitation.
So were a lot of people during COVID.
Okay, so you reached out to me and you said, hey, would you come out to Denver for a wedding? And I said, absolutely. You get married? Are you kidding me? You got married at what, 40?
Yeah.
You were 40. And quite honestly, all of us thought that you just had a different kind of lifestyle and nobody was going to judge you.
Yeah.
And so when you said you were getting married, I'm like, oh, yeah. And then you said, yeah, will you come? And I said, for sure. I've only been to Denver once, and it was or twice, and it was just flying through there. So I've only seen the airport. And I thought, oh, that would be great. Sharon and I come out, whatever. Bam, no invitation.
A lot of people didn't get the invitation. It was a COVID wedding.
Yeah, that's an excuse. That's just an excuse. Well, if you really, truly wanted me there, if I really meant something to you, come on, you almost killed my cat.
Oh, I did. Yeah, that's right. I didn't kill. I lost.
How do you lose a cat, people?
You open the door and
Nappy was house sitting for us, so we were on vacation. I'm driving back. Huh?
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, we're driving back from West Virginia or something. We had a great time with the family. So Sharon goes, hey, you want to check in and, see if Rob is still over there? And so I called and he's like, yeah, hey, I'm still here. Okay, what's going on?
What's the inventory on the cat count?
I lost one of your cats. Oh my gosh, my wife. It wasn't good. He had a friend over and she left the door open. That was the story I was told.
I don't even remember the story anymore.
She left the door open when she came over and you guys did God knows what in my house. This was before, he got married to the love of his life.
Thank you.
What's his name? Her name?
Samantha. Thank you.
Samantha. I love it. Sam.
I love that Freudian slip there.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I used to be really good on the radio. Now I'm just coasting, hanging on by a thread. Hey, anyway, and so we get, we get back, and my wife is in hysterics. And where was the cat? It was for how many days was he out there? 2-3 days?
2 days, maybe.
2 days. And Nappy's like, well, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to ruin your vacation. And that was actually the right decision to not tell us till the day. The wrong decision was you didn't go around the neighbors. You didn't put up any flyers. You didn't really make much of an effort to find the cat. But we get back, and I found that cat within 10 minutes.
It was right by the door, one by one of the windows, wasn't it?
He was underneath my my grill. He was underneath the grill cover. And he went flying, and he took off, and then I chased him throughout the neighborhood, and I finally got him.
I can't tell you how many laps I did around your house trying to find him.
Yeah, what, 2, maybe 3?
I was kind of slow. I mean,
my wife was in tears, dude.
I apologized.
Yeah, and now I'm on this crappy podcast of yours. It's going to be watched by 12 people. And as soon as I say crappy podcast, your parents are going to turn it off and go, "Oh, that Schaffer's a jerk." Are they still local?
They still they're down in Raleigh.
They're in Raleigh? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care if I offend them then. They're not in Toledo. They can't affect me. Whatever.
They're not one of your listeners anymore. They're not one of mine either. So what does it matter?
They won't even watch your podcast. What is up with that? That's not very good parenting.
They have better things to do with their life.
Here's what you do. If you ever have grandkids, right? Is that going to be in the plan, or are you shooting blanks?
We're working on it.
You shooting blanks?
We don't know yet. The guy.
You might want to test it. Just get a test.
Did you ever have to do that?
Dude, Sharon was pregnant 6 weeks after we got married.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're an overachiever.
And then 19 months later, Josh was born. So we were knocking him out like that.
How old were you when you got married the second time?
I was 40.
Really?
Kid at 41, kid at 43. Bam, bam. And now wait for it. Josh is 18, a freshman at University of Michigan, aerospace engineering.
Wow.
He's a brainiac. I don't know where he gets it because it ain't from my side of the family. It's got to be my wife Sharon's.
Yep.
Olivia, and she gets her talent from her mother too because she's a beast at piano. She's a music major at the University of Toledo.
Awesome.
Junior. She's a junior. She'll be 21 in July, and she can't wait to be July so she can go out and get crunked.
You can help her out with that. That's your world.
Yeah, I don't know, because she's likes the whole friend thing. So I told her, look, I want to buy you your first legal drink. Even though now I could actually buy her a drink at a bar or restaurant here and slide it over to her, and that's not against the law.
Wait, what?
You can buy someone underage a drink. I order it. They bring it to me. I slide it over to her, and that's not against the law.
How's that not like? What's the difference between that and?
I don't know, dude. I don't make up the rules. Somebody just told me that. I didn't. We haven't done it. I don't try it.
You didn't fact check it at all? Is it like if you put it on Facebook, what's going to happen to it?
No. I'm so sick of Facebook and social media. I tell you, it's destroyed radio, Nappy. It is. That's what's known as a segue.
Okay.
See how I just did that?
Yeah, no, that's a
segue right into social media destroying the once great radio industry. Okay, there you go.
So that's
but this is your podcast, not mine. So go ahead, interview me.
So tell me about what was radio like when you started 40 years ago versus today? What are the big differences besides social media, I guess?
The biggest thing is I started my first radio station was 1330 WTRX, Hot Wax Oldies all weekend long.
Oh, yeah?
That radio station is now sports talk, all syndicated. My first full-time job was at 1240 WATT. It was a top 40 station, another AMer up in Cadillac, Michigan. That one now I think is an all news station, but it's all syndicated. Then I went to WABJ in Adrian, Michigan, another AM station. They might still be local. But here's the difference. Back then, every little town had local radio stations.
Yeah.
Every one. Now, it's all syndicated. There's no local flavor.
Like how many live shows are on in Toledo, like on like at your station? How many people are actually local? Well, I know you got a good chunk of them.
We're a rarity at our station. We're the only two of our stations. No, actually three. Three of our stations have local talent in studio doing shows. Three of our stations. Our station, it's DSP, Denny Susie Paul, doing the morning show. Tim Morrison, the legendary voice, doing middays. And Becky Schock does afternoon drive. So and then K100 is all local with mornings, middays, and afternoon drive. And I think 94.5 XKR Classic Rock, our other station. But across the street, now it's all people pumped in. Because unless Ryan Seacrest moved to Toledo,
It could be a possibility. Property is probably pretty valuable for her.
yeah.
Could he get some riverfront property out there?
Hollywood or live in Toledo? Hollywood, Swanton. Hollywood.
I do have a Toledo question for you.
East Toledo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could Hollywood. Yeah, I would see how Ryan would be a tough decision.
I mean, property values are. Real estate's going up. Toledo's probably got some favorable housing costs for them.
Dude, I love living here. I came back in 2014, and a part of me wishes I never would have left. When I left in 2005,
because you went down to Atlanta, right?
I went to Atlanta for 6 years, and then New Orleans for 3. Been back here since 2014.
No, I can imagine that. Like I've been out in Denver here about 8 years, Raleigh in there before for 5 years.
You know what the rumor was about you, Nappy? If you don't mind me telling you, you mind if I kind of sit back here in my home studio? Do you love my home studio?
It looks like you're in a tunnel.
No, I'm in the attic.
I know, but it looks like a tunnel. Like if you put some effects there on the wall, like it would look like a tunnel.
So I can see that. Yeah. Well, it's the attic. This is where I broadcasted for the first 18 months of the COVID. But the rumor was that you moved to Denver so you could live your alternate lifestyle.
Was that Paul start that rumor?
No, I think I did.
Okay.
It was me or Paul, one of us.
I bet Paul put it in your head.
Probably. I don't know. Paul, he's one of my producers now too.
Yeah.
And 40 years, a lot of producers. He's another one.
He's another producer.
That's it. That's all I got to say about you clowns.
Yes.
Anyway, do you have a question for me? Because I have stuff to do.
Yes. Okay. Speaking of Toledo, you brought up Toledo. So my question for Toledo, what is the most impressive development in downtown Toledo? And why is it the Standard CrossFit?
Why is it the what?
The Standard CrossFit. Why is that the best thing to happen to downtown Toledo in years?
Standard CrossFit? What are you talking? What language are you speaking?
I figured you were a CrossFitter.
I have no idea what you're saying. Where'd you do your show prep for this podcast? Your research on Toledo?
Facebook.
The Glass City, dude. The Glass City.
Yeah.
The best thing downtown for me is what? In the last 20 years or the last 5 years?
Either or. I've been gone about 15 years. So
okay, Fifth Third Field. You were here when Fifth Third was here. That's the best thing downtown. That's the crown jewel. Huntington Center. You left before that came out, right? Huntington Center HC. That place is awesome. I mean, going to a walleye game, going to concerts. We saw For King and Country there last October.
Okay.
What a great rock band. You still a Christian, or did we lose you to the devil?
Yeah, no, I'm on that team.
You still love some Jesus?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. For King and Country, saw them there. My wife got
second row
seats. Yes, For King and Country. Oh yeah, you're still a Christian. For King and Country.
Oh,
they a Christian band or are they country? Dude, look them up. Look up Little Drummer Boy by For King and Country. Okay. Watch the video. It's the best rendition of Little Drummer Boy I've ever heard.
Okay.
Oh, it's so good. Anyway, I would say Fifth Third Field, of course, and Hensville Park, where I do my summer disco parties, which is right across the street. Yeah, I do them downtown now, which is just a blast. 2,000 people, all jammed in, and we're raising money for homeless vets. Veteransmatter.org is the website. Tickets are on sale. Well, they won't go on sale yet till probably April, but just go to veteransmatter.org/disco.
I will put that in the description so people can.
Actually, I'm doing an 80s, 90s dance party coming up in March. Those tickets are on sale right now. So all the money goes to Veterans Matters, which houses homeless vets.
Very cool.
It is kind of cool. And that's veteransmatter.org/Denny. That's /DENNY. We're halfway to being sold out. We need to sell out, people. Seriously, I'm not asking you to house a vet in your own house. I'm not asking you to go down to a shelter and take them to the grocery store. I'm asking you to prop $35 down and then come to a party and dance your tail off so we can take that money you gave us and house some vets.
So about the 12 people that listen, if I can get 2 of them.
Yeah. That would be a miracle.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. Well, the world of radio certainly changed around you. It's impressive that you've been in the industry for 40 years with all the, like you're talking about, with all the syndication and even the less job opportunities even out there for it.
Oh, there's less jobs because, I know a guy who's on 500 stations. He's on 500 stations. That means 500 jobs that used to be are no more.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's the nature of the business, and that's the way it is. Some good things have come out of the changes.
Yeah.
The one that I can think of that's really cool is the whole texting thing.
Oh yeah.
We have a texting program called Text Groove, and I probably get, I don't know, 1,000 texts a week.
Oh yeah.
No lie. I mean, I get so many texts. Yeah, that might be too high. 500 probably a week for sure. Doing
Like
5 shows.
100 plus a show.
Oh, at least. And so that means, I mean, it keeps you busy during the show, and I have to be laser focused on what we're doing. And that's hard sometimes, but
Oh yeah.
more
Especially
people
when
have
you got Paul over there.
Yeah, because Paul, all he's wanting to do is, hey, can we get breakfast today? Anyway, I can interact with more people via texts.
Yeah.
And if their texts are funny, then I can deliver them on the air. Or if they're telling me a story, I can text them and say, hey, call the show right after the song and we'll put you on. You can tell the story, because I won't do it justice like you will. So I'm able to reach more people on a personal level like that.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's one good thing that has come out of COVID and come out of the changes of radio over the last 20 years. But that's it. Everything else is horrible.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
No, I'm kidding. The fact that I'm still on the air at this age after 40 years, come on. That's saying something. And
Hey.
I just signed another contract, so I'm here for the year.
So they like you. I was doing more research before our interview here. I found something else we have in common.
What's that?
We both went to CSU. I'm taking classes at CSU
Yes.
Global.
I teach there now.
Oh,
Common
yeah?
Sense University.
Oh, it's close. It was close.
What's your CSU stand for?
Colorado State University.
No. Common Sense University.
Oh,
Yeah,
I hate it when that
CSU.
happens.
First off, you actually did research on this podcast with me. You actually researched it. You did, didn't you?
Absolutely, I did. I'm a producer.
Why?
What do you expect?
Why would you do that? Dude, I've known you forever when you were in like diapers.
Just about.
I mean, how long were you in radio before you started working with me?
Maybe a year or two. I took a pay cut to come work with you.
That's a lie.
Oh, absolutely. At the other station, they were offering me a full-time job to run the board, and I didn't want to run the board full-time. And I was like,
got it.
and that's when I was getting a chance to be your phone screener. I was like, oh, I could go part-time over here and actually work with a talented show and hopefully move along my radio career, which worked okay for a few years. Like, I still love my time there.
Yeah.
So
you left another radio gig in town to come over to work for me. How long did you work with me?
About 2 years, maybe.
And then you bailed and went back to the other company because you made more money.
No, then I went across the street to make more money.
Oh, that broke my heart too. I'm not sure I ever got over that.
But then you went across the street eventually.
I
mean, you went around the country first.
Well, yeah, I went to Atlanta and worked at 2 different stations there, and I started internet radio and subscription radio before anybody else was doing it, and that failed because that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to do my little Denny radio internet show, have people give me a few bucks, and that's how I was going to make my living. Fail. Now people are doing it crazy with podcasts and all that other stuff, and then I went to New Orleans, working for the same
New Orleans.
Huh?
I forgot that you went to New Orleans.
Yeah. And I had a 3-year run there, and it came time to renew the contract. And I said to my wife, we're not raising our kids down here. And so I got another opportunity to come back up to Toledo, and I took it. And that was a good move coming back. I love it because my in-laws are elderly, 93 and 92 years old.
Wow.
So we're here to help out the family. And all my family's from Flint, Michigan. So that's close. And so that was one of the better moves. But I often wonder, I mean, I always say, when I get to heaven, I'm going to ask God, what would have happened if I never would have left Toledo? I'm pretty sure I'm not going to care about that once I'm in heaven.
Right.
I don't think all that earthly stuff goes with you. I don't think you care. Do you?
No,
what do you know?
You know what? You're probably would guess, like, who's the one that gave me COVID? I want to know that.
Really?
Well, I don't know if I ever.
You want to ask God who gave you COVID? You know what? You might be the first one to go, you know what? I know Jesus is your Lord and Savior, but we're going to put you in the basement of heaven. Not hell, just the basement of heaven.
Just where the floors are really warm down there, where you kind of
Yeah, they're just a little. They're kind of sweaty, like in the summer. You know how you get that on the tile? It gets a little
yeah.
sweaty, and they'll just open the door every now and then and go, "Hey, you okay down there, Nappy? If you change your attitude, you clown," and then they'll shut the door.
Yep. Then they'll be like, "Don't worry, it's just 7 days." It's like 7 days. Is it a literal 7 days or 13 billion 7 days?
Yeah, exactly. Because what is it? A blink of an eye in God's world is like 1,000 years, or I don't know how that goes. I need to read my Bible more.
Right? I figure you just fan it in front of you to smell your Bible more than you actually read it.
No, I actually have taken on the reading the Bible in a year.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you exactly how it's going, because today I read the exciting 3 chapters. I'll tell you where I'm at. I got to pull it up because my daily devotion is Charles Stanley every day.
Okay.
And today it was the power of consistency, which I'm not. Anyway, today's reading was Numbers 8, Numbers 9, and Numbers 10. Those 3 chapters. Numbers is so exciting.
It's some of my favorite.
How about Leviticus?
It's right up there.
Genesis, I love. Genesis has got a lot of stuff. Let me tell you something. There was a lot of perverts in the Bible. Have you noticed that?
Oh, my wife just finished Genesis and she goes, "There are some messed up stories in there."
Oh, dude. Some of the greats of the Bible sleeping with their own daughters.
Oh, it's awful.
It's just, anyway, but it's God's word, darn it, and it's true. So I'm reading it, and I'm taking on the challenge, and so far, I haven't missed a day of daily reading, so I'm doing it.
And you're about a month and a half in, so that's a good job.
Yeah,
keep it up.
I'm thinking so.
Keep it up. Another 10 and a half months to go.
I'm doing it. I got to do it.
Are you still running?
I want to do it. Yes, I ran 2 miles yesterday.
Nice. Are you gonna do you have like a marathon or 5K goal this year?
No. I run it strictly on the treadmill because I'm old, Nappy. I broke my toe a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And it's still not completely healed.
Really?
And so I have nerve issues there in my toe, and I have a hammer toe. It goes like this. It's really attractive.
Oh yeah.
And that gives me more fits in my knees. My knees feel great.
I was like, it looks like you've dropped. Like I remember seeing you when I was in town, 2 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And you've dropped a ton of weight. It looks like.
Wow.
From then, at least like you've kept it off.
That's not offensive at all. It's not offensive at all. Listen, if you're going to have these little podcast shows, when you invite people on that have better things to do on a frickin' Friday,
yeah.
Because my week's over, and this, being on broadcaster Denny Schaffer thing, that's over till Monday at 5:30 when I sign back on.
Yeah.
You might want to invite people on and then not offend them and tell them how fat they used to be.
So see, that's one of those weird backhanded compliments. Like, hey,
no, that was not a.
Used to be fat,
you
now
dropped
you're not.
A ton of weight is not a compliment, Nappy. That's why your parents don't watch your stupid little show.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons probably.
They're embarrassed. They somehow they went wrong.
They're just big North Carolina fans, and I'm wearing a Duke D shirt.
Did I hear that the North Carolina fans were heckling Coach K like big time during the game because it was his last game or something?
I'm sure they heckle him every game. It's like a sign of endearment.
Is that what it is?
I'm sure what it is.
I'm the same weight as I was 2 years ago, dude.
But that's what I'm saying. Prior to 2 years ago, because you said you started keeping track of your calorie intake better.
Yeah, I've been doing that since New Orleans, and I got up to like 245. And then when I got back here in 2014, I got on a diet through the station.
You know what?
And then I lost a bunch of weight, got down to like 205. But see, COVID, I've gained 10 pounds, and I haven't knocked it off yet. I was 222 this morning when I got on the scale.
The COVID 10?
Yeah, something like that. It's like the freshman 5 or whatever that is.
I think you leave New Orleans and you go to Toledo. Toledo's got a number of good restaurants, but not what New Orleans has. I'm sure it was just a natural diet.
Yeah, I had to, do something because I'm getting older, and I want to run outdoors, and to do that, I got to drop some weight off just so I'm not carrying so much weight on the knees and on the ankles. So, but right now I'm just satisfied with running on the treadmill and watching the Golf Channel. I got a little TV right there, and so I'm watching Golf Channel and all that, and playing as much golf as I possibly can. Did you have any questions about radio, Nappy?
We did talk about radio. Did you ever want to come out to Denver? By the way, you and your wife are welcome to come stay at our house. We have a guest room.
Will there be unlimited doobies?
I am not that type of person in Denver, but if you want to go partake, you can go partake somewhere.
No, I'm not that guy. But seriously, I mean, isn't it everywhere there?
So the best way I can describe it is like, outside of maybe your college years, have you ever seen someone actively like drinking and driving, like where they got the open road soda and you're going, oh, that's an open can right there?
Well, let me tell you a little story. In Louisiana,
That's probably
you
it.
can actually, they have drive-through daiquiri bars. No
Really.
lie. Yes, because I went and got a daiquiri. My wife wanted a daiquiri, so I went and got her a strawberry daiquiri. So you go to the daiquirita bar or whatever it is. I forget the name of it. And they have all kind of drinks, and they have a drive-through. And the law is they give you the cup, and it's got a lid on it, and they give you a straw, but they put the straw laying there across the lid. Perfectly legal, and you can take it home. But if you take the straw out of the little paper and stick it in the lid, boom, that is against the law.
See, and I'm glad people
So
are good, high moral
nobody,
standings out in New Orleans are
yeah.
making sure
So,
the straws stay out of those cups.
so nobody would think to maybe lift up the little plastic lid, take a sip, not touch the straw, put it back down.
Yeah, why would people of high moral standings do that? People that are going through drive-through daiquiri bars.
I love my time in New Orleans, though. I really had a great time and had some great friends. Matter of fact, I have a guy, Scotty B. He calls my show and texts me weekly.
Nice.
He loves the show. He listens every day. He's awesome.
Good. Yeah, no, like what I would say is like you smell it out here more regularly. Like if you go live in like when I had a condo and it's like you go outside and you're just like, whew, hey, there it is. Someone's having a good time on their deck.
Have you ever got a contact buzz from it?
I don't know. I've never had it in general. So, but there's been some times it's pretty thick coming through people's doors and things like that.
Well, what about your wife? She ever
No,
been
she's
around it?
oh yeah, she's from Colorado. I married into Colorado.
So she's a doper. Is that what you say? She
No,
was high when she said yes.
That's probably how it happened because
Does she laugh at your jokes?
Not. I try to make her laugh every day. So
And does she laugh?
I usually have to take my shirt off or do something crazy and just to get her to smile.
Well, if she's laughing at you, dude, you know she's high.
Right.
Got to be high.
Probably true.
Aren't you glad you called? Aren't you glad you texted me and said, "Hey, I want you to do my podcast"?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go crack a drink open probably right after this.
It's Friday. It's happy hour. What do you think I got in here? This isn't coffee, pal. Yeah, actually, it is. I'm still not done show prepping for Monday.
What type of show? Like, because you're on from what 5:30 to 9?
Yeah, 5:30 to 6 a.m. is mostly talk.
Okay.
And then at 6 we do 4 records an hour, usually, sometimes 5. And we just talk lifestyle stuff. I mean, today was Freeform Friday. Freeform Friday. Yay. People text whatever they text us, we talk about. So Lodo Joe texted me, Denny, if you could have a fantasy Super Bowl halftime show, any artist, any star, dead or alive, who would it be? And so I start talking about who I would have loved to see do a Super Bowl halftime. Susie chimes in. So we're going around the room with all of our suggestions, and then the listeners just took off and went nuts. I mean, everybody was, and a lot of the really good texts came in and a few phone calls.
What was
I'm thinking for me, Donna Summer all by herself when she was in her heyday. Do like a disco halftime thing. You know?
That'd be interesting.
Oh, I love Donna Summer, man. But Prince and Michael Jackson together.
Yep.
I thought would be really cool. Those two going back. And then a lot of people are like, somebody said the Stones and the Beatles. And I said, that would be an awesome halftime, Stones and the Beatles. And then after they're done, I want them to have a fist fight right on the stage because they hate each other. I think they hated each other back in the day, and I think they still hate each other.
They probably do. It seems like a groups that would hate each other.
Yeah.
I would expect a good beef between the Stones and the Beatles.
Anyway, the Beatles were, the Stones are still doing it. Because, the Beatles are dead for the most part. And I think Mick Jagger's dead, but nobody's told him. So they just keep going. So, we do lifestyle stuff. Like the Thursday's discussion, we call it, was what are the keys to a happy marriage or happy relationship in honor of Valentine's Day. Right. So people were all chiming in about what makes their relationship great and blah, blah, blah. So what do you think? You've only been married a year and a half.
I'm still a newbie at all this.
Let me ask you, what is the one thing that you didn't see coming when it comes to marriage? And now that you've been married for a year and a half, you're like, wow, I never saw that coming. What is it?
what I never saw coming.
He's being very, very careful right now because his pot-smoking wife is the only one who's going to watch this.
She watches it like 12 times too to get the numbers up, probably.
Off different computers so he gets more views. That's a good wife, though.
She works in tech. She knows what she's doing.
Samantha, you got a picture of her? Let me see her. Hold her picture up to the. You got one on your phone, right?
Oh, of course.
Wait till you have kids. You know what you're going to learn in a hurry when you have kids, Nappy?
What's that?
Just how selfish you are.
Is it bad that I probably have more pictures of our dog?
You're ready for kids, dude. You're ready for kids. That's a good-looking puppy. Man, the first picture you show me is the dog. Samantha's going to rip you, dude. I can't see it. It's kind of blurry. I'm not sure that person's even alive. I
photoshopped that one pretty good.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did you know she was the one?
Oh, we went on a hike. First, I mean, it's Denver. Where you go on dates, you go on a hike. And I had been doing the online dating thing for a while.
Yeah.
Which was terrible, by the way. Awful.
Okay.
It's absolutely terrible. And so I got to the point where I'm a list guy. So I'm like, you know what? Here's the list I'm making of deal breakers. And if I can find someone that can, check these boxes, that's what I'm looking for. Christian, had at least career aspirations,
showers,
didn't smoke, active,
breathing.
Yeah. Could fog a mirror.
So wait a minute, you didn't tell her you had this list, did you?
Oh, I've told her in hindsight, in past, because it's one of those, she asked the same question, well, when did you know? And so I still remember where you're still kind of burnt out on all these online dates, and we went on a hike, and then I'm always a believer of if you go on a date with a person, you should go on 2 dates, because you never know if they're in a bad mood, you're in a bad mood. At least, give it a second shot, no matter what. Unless there's just an absolute deal breaker, they light up at the table there in front of you, okay, that's not, smoking was a deal breaker for me. So I start going through the list I had. I goes she checks every box. I go, if I'm not pursuing her, am I actually interested in being married?
So how long did you date before you asked the question?
We started dating in September, and I proposed that following June.
How much younger is she than you?
3 years. 2 years. She was born in 82, so 3 years.
That's awesome. So you're trying to, the whole kid route thing.
Oh yeah.
You need any advice on that, or you got it covered?
I'm working on it. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we put the good college try in.
Maybe you should take her on a hike, the first place you ever went, and then, get off the path and try outdoor sex.
We did that on the honeymoon.
No. Nice. High five and Nappy. Good work, dude.
So
I love it.
So the school I graduated from, I don't know if you realize this, I was at least told it, I fell for it, whether it's true or not, and from one of the coaches. And so when you get married, your first year, you got to put a quarter in the jar every time.
Yeah.
And then donate it back to the school.
Yeah. How many quarters you got in that jar there, Nappy?
Did you hear they put a new gym in?
Finally. How many minutes we in? 38 minutes, it looks like. And you finally made me laugh. Nice job. At least you made me laugh, and I'm not high. I just laughed because it was funny.
Right. I'm going to put, that's going to be the headline when I put it I made, you made me laugh. And then they'll have to watch 38 minutes in to figure out when it is.
Yeah, exactly. Is this the longest podcast you've ever done?
No, I've done some longer ones. Remember Steve Marshall? He used to be he's actually broadcasting out here in Denver. He's been on a few times. We usually
Tell
talk.
him I said hello. Tell him I said hello.
We'll do. And
is he doing voice tracking and is on 87 stations?
No, he's on the afternoon drive here on a mix station.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's a program director, and it's a Mix 100 out here in Denver.
Nice. Are they playing all current stuff, or are they doing 80s, 90s? What are they doing?
Current stuff minus some of the hip hop. It'd be very similar to what I think you're
105, Q105 when I was on that.
Probably something like that.
Yeah, that was fun for a while, but man, when it opened up for me to get on 70s, 80s, I jumped at the chance, man, being on RQN. RQN was the first Toledo station I was on ever.
Really?
Yeah, 1980, I think it was the end of 83. October of 83, I started on RQN when RQN first flipped formats from oldies to top 40. And then they were top 40 for all those years. And then I think it was 1990 or 91, they went back to oldies. So I was at RQN End of 83 through February or so of 85. Then I got fired. Shocker.
Yeah. Isn't it?
And
You haven't
then
worked in radio till you got fired twice.
what?
I've heard you haven't really worked in radio till you've been fired twice.
Okay, well, I tripled that.
So
But,
yeah,
you know,
really put your time
I
in.
must be really good at radio because I've been
Right.
fired like 6, 7 times. But who's counting?
It's not like you hold
And
a
then
grudge.
and then I had the great run from 93 through 2005 in Toledo, which was truly the best run of my radio career
Mhm.
and a historic run in the Toledo radio, but it's not about me. And then I left and then came back. So this is my third trip, and I'm back on RQN, the original station I was on back in 83. And this is where I'm going to die.
You know what? It's most people don't end their career the way they want to, like Tom Brady or Ben Roethlisberger.
Well, Tom Brady could. He's being a sissy. He still got it. He's 44. He said he was going to play till 45, and now he's teasing on his podcast that never say never. Why
You-
walk away? You know
you know-
why he's walking away? Because of the cap space, and they're going to lose some players, and he doesn't want to have to go through a rebuild.
You know what the rumor is with out here in Denver with Tom Brady?
What's that?
Is he retired so he could buy the Broncos?
That wouldn't surprise me. That dude's loaded between him
Right.
and his wife.
Right?
His
And
wife makes more money than he does.
and he's got some friends in there, like he's got billionaire friends.
Yep.
And how much fun would be just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go buy one of the teams I beat up year after year.
How big's the rumor there in Denver right now about Aaron Rodgers coming to Denver?
Everyone is saying it, and it's
Yeah, I was listening to Dan Patrick today, and they were talking about it. I'm like, I could see that.
it makes a lot of sense. But I've also heard rumors of with trades for him going to the Raiders, Cleveland, and what was the
No.
other?
He ain't going to Cleveland. I'd be
Well, it's
shocked if he came to Cleveland. It'd be fun, but I'd be shocked if he came to Cleveland.
Because like you're talking about what the other teams have to trade, they have a real quarterback they could trade.
Cleveland does?
Eh,
Baker?
yeah, he started a few years. It's not like
I do like him, though. I root for him, but
he's got the best ads out there.
yeah, his ads are pretty funny. But maybe he should spend more time practicing and less acting.
Right.
Just saying.
Right. And yeah, so that's one of the big rumors out here. Everyone's excited for it. Like,
Yeah.
who wouldn't be like, hey, the MVP is going to come play quarterback at your team?
So Nappy and I, do people know your nickname is Nappy? Nappy
Nah.
Jinx, because you screwed my Michigan Wolverines back in the day.
Against Notre Dame.
I know. I remember. I still
Tell
not
that
over it.
story.
Although Michigan had a great year this year, ended up third, making it to the playoffs, which was
Is
awesome.
Harbaugh
Anyway,
coming back officially, by the way?
yeah, he's back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that's the right thing to do on National Signing Day. On National Signing Day,
Interview with
where's
Minnesota.
Harbaugh? He's in Minnesota interviewing for an NFL job. Whoa, that's really a brilliant thing to do. Listen, I love Jim Harbaugh, but I'm okay if he moves on. There you go. I'm okay with it. They beat Ohio State once. I can die a happy man now.
Right.
As a matter of fact, if I die between now and this November, I'm okay with that because the last time I saw him play, Michigan won. And not only won, they dismantled them. Dismantled, which was beautiful. Anyway, no, Harbaugh's he's back. But, Nappy and I had a bet this year that my Lions would have had a worse record than his Broncos. And I knew your Broncos were going to be better. That was a dumb bet. I mean, the Broncos weren't going to have a good year, but I'm like, easy money. So he finally, because the bet was over by October 1st, because you guys had already won 2 games.
We won 3 in a row to start. That's what screwed us.
I know, but I mean, it's like it was already over, and by the end of September. And when did I get my coffee from Nappy? We bet coffee. I just got it in January, about 3 weeks ago.
Have you dealt with the logistics in the world today?
Oh, yeah. Let me guess. It's a supply chain issue.
Supply chain. Who did I talk? Oh,
I'm so sick of hearing all that stuff. I'm over it, man.
So one of Samantha's friends was over the other night, and the question, she's a single lady, and people keep asking me why I'm single, and the answer she's been giving now is a supply chain issue.
That's it. That's everything.
I was like,
I blame. I have 2 excuses that I use for everything. It's a supply chain issue, or it's that damn Joe Rogan.
Right.
Joe Rogan. Wasn't for Joe, that would be happening. Sorry, can't do it. Joe Rogan means nothing, but people usually crack up. So.
Yeah, it was more like funny he.
Yeah.
So
all right, are we about done yet? I still got to do my show prep for Monday.
All right.
And
Good
then I
luck.
got to get a run in. Then we're having dinner. And then my wife and I are going to start a new series, a new stream. Have you seen Ted Lasso?
I love Ted Lasso.
Is it worth the hype? I mean, what everybody says about it?
It is worth the hype.
Okay.
Can I
Because
make
we just finished Murderville.
I've never watched Murderville.
It's on Netflix.
Murderville. Was it like a docu-series or is it a doc?
No,
like
it's a stupid spoof.
Oh,
Will Arnett
yeah, it's
is
like that.
what is he? Ted Seattle or some kind of stupid
Yeah,
name? He's a detective.
I saw the trailer for that where it's like an improv show, isn't it?
It is. All the celebrity guests who are on his show don't have a script. Everybody else does. So they have to improvise everything that they do. And the first one, the third one are the best.
Okay.
And then the Conan O'Brien, the first one is the absolute funniest and best. It's just, we watched it for the second time yesterday and
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard I was almost crying. It's just so stupid. And then I forget the comedian that's on in the third episode. Wasn't really looking forward to do it, but then it turned out to be really funny. And then the last one is Ken Jeong,
Okay.
which was okay. But the funny thing is when they all get cracking up, like they're like when they're looking at the person who was murdered, they're doing crap, to the murder victim. Like there's something in his mouth. I think there's a note, and they open his mouth and they pull this note out, and the dude who's supposed to be dead is cracking up. I mean, you can see that they're smiling. It's like, no, they're supposed to be dead. So nobody can hold it together, but it's called Murderville on Netflix. I recommend that. And then we're going to start Ted Lasso today.
You asked me what was the biggest surprise since being married that I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Is how much my wife likes murder mystery shows. And like the docu-series, like murder mystery shows.
Like 48 hours and some of those. No.
That type of stuff. And like she watches NCIS all the time.
Oh, those kind of shows.
But like there was one, The Night Stalker on Netflix. Did you watch that?
No.
Don't. If you want to sleep, don't watch it.
Yeah, see, I don't watch shows like that. People pick on me as, oh, you're such a wuss. I don't like intense shows. I like comedy and feel-good shows. I'm just a big sissy. The older I get, I don't. That's why I don't do talk radio anymore, because talk radio is poison. I was pretty good at it, but it's just too toxic in today's world. It's just you say one wrong thing and people want to cancel you. Yeah. I mean, I'm not on WJR anymore. I used to fill in on JR all the time for Mitch Albom Show. Yeah. You know why I'm not?
Because you got canceled.
I got canceled. And you know why I got canceled?
Well, did you say something positive? Let's see. If you're in Detroit, you probably said something positive about the Indiana Pacers.
No. Joe Biden, when he announced that when he became the nominee for the Democratic Party,
yeah,
I did 3 straight hours of, this is all the Democrats got. This is the best they got. This dude's a freaking 100 years old.
Oh yeah.
This guy is probably going to win, and he's going to lead our country, and it's all going to go to hell. Listen, you get to a certain age, it's time to say, like, step aside and let the younger generation, let them carry the load. Why do these career politicians stay forever and ever and ever? And now I'm sorry, he's going to destroy the country. He's too old for the job. Oh, I went off about being old. And guess what? WJR's average age is 70. More complaints on that show, and the general manager says, we can't have him back. I got canceled. I got canceled.
Your ageism of all the things.
But come on. And how is the country today with Uncle Joe? How are we today right now? You know how much I paid for gas the other day, Nappy? What's gas out there?
I started working from home about 3 weeks ago, so I haven't filled up in about 3 weeks, which is phenomenal. When I was filling up twice a week before that.
Okay.
But it's around 330-ish probably.
Yeah, I paid $3.07 at Costco yesterday. $3.07. I've never paid over $3 a gallon at Costco ever.
Oh.
Everything has gone up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just everything that I said on that show that they canceled me on has come true. Everything.
Yeah, you were just a conspiracy theorist.
No, I was not. I was calling it like it is. I said, this dude is senile. He's old. Look at some of the past interviews. The stuff that he said. He's out of his friggin' mind. Democrats can't do better than that. Anyway, so I went off for 3 hours, and they're like, hey, I get a call while I'm driving home from the show.
Wow. So you let it. Yeah.
Hey, the general manager just called me and said, that's the most complaints we've ever gotten for any show. And we're going to have to see how this falls out before we can ever have you back. I used to be on all the time. I did. Let's see. Before they bounced me, 2019, I think I did 20 or 22 shows
Wow.
in the year. Oh, I was the number one fill-in. I was on all the time. And I usually kept it light and lively and had fun with it, because talk radio it's like sipping a little poison every day, because it's so negative, and it's just no one wins. No one wins.
If you
And
if you
so
were
I don't want to do it emotionally. I just don't want to carry that crap around anymore.
oh
So
no.
I'd rather talk about silly nonsense stuff and just have fun on the radio. And that's how I'm going out with my career. I'm not going to be too serious,
No,
because
that
you
makes
can't win.
absolutely. No, it's if you were king for the day in the United States, what rule would you make?
No pants. You wouldn't have to wear pants. Shorts all the time. There you go.
What would have a more severe penalty? Someone not picking up their dog poop or not putting their grocery cart away?
Oh, I think both of them is death penalty, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think both of them are bad. Probably the grocery cart one, because, you'd have to actually go out on a walk to, oh, you mean like in your yard? Like somebody
In
walking
your
by
yard,
and
I
their
don't
dog
mind.
poops
Like
in your
that's
yard?
your own, but like when you walk out to your front yard and someone else's dog has pooped in your front yard.
Yeah, the grocery cart thing is just, how lazy are you? I mean,
Yeah.
how lazy if you don't like putting them away, park close to a cart corral. So that way, it's simple. I don't know. That and litter. Litter is death penalty in my world. Litter,
Okay.
people that litter, I got no use for you at all. None. I just like to cancel you right across the face. There's just, littering is just the lamest thing of all.
I agree.
All right, have we got the longest podcast yet?
Oh no, we got a ways to go for that if you're
Oh,
going
hell.
direct.
All
But
right. Well,
I'll let
I'm
you
running.
go.
I'm running
I'll
out of
let you go.
words, dude. I'm running out of words.
I really appreciate spending time with you. It's always fun catching up with you, even if I got to go get in the ice bath after the few shots I took from you.
By the way, I forgot to tell you, my payment is more coffee. That coffee is delicious, dude.
Well, we can find another bed. It was Corvallis coffee out here. You get it at Atlas. So,
Dude, it's good. It's
great.
really good.
We
Can you
it.
get it on Amazon? Can I order it?
I'll see what I'll send you a link. I'll see where I can find it for you.
Now, I saved the bag, so I'll just go up and
I know a
because I'm
local
sure on the
guy that
bag.
sells it, so I try to support the local guys.
Yeah. They don't put THC in it, do you? You dopers out there
That's
in
probably why you
Denver.
enjoyed it so much.
How is it that Denver's the mile high city and you guys were the first one to legalize recreational marijuana? How does that work?
And there's areas where I think where you can actually legalize those mushrooms out here too.
Michigan, it's now legal.
Even
with
recreational.
Marijuana. I don't know about mushrooms. Yeah. There's dispensaries all over Michigan.
There's more dispensaries than Starbucks.
No.
There's a lot of them. So where I used to work too is right by a dispensary, right by a dog food plant. And so you'd walk out, you got to get some fresh air. You're like, I'm just going to go back inside.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many times when you're just driving around, you're sitting at a stoplight and all of a sudden it's like, woo.
Oh yeah.
Are skunks now driving cars, or is that somebody smoking dope that's right next to me?
Yeah. I'm usually going like, what time of year is it? Is this skunk season getting hit on the side of the road, or is it? Yeah. So
anyway, send me some coffee, Nappy.
Will do. I'll at least send you the link where to find it, and we'll find another reason to put a coffee bed on it.
I don't have any books to give anybody, but this guy, I got his book from one of
How much is tuition there at CSU in your department, the Common Sense University? What's a credit hour cost?
It's very, very expensive. You have to take 15 credit hours, and it's like 15 grand a year.
Wow, it's like a private school there.
It kind of is, but it's worth it. Look how I turned out. Even though you told me I was fat earlier.
But you improved. That's all.
Yeah, I've improved.
So,
all right, I think we're done now.
All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Take care.